Feci un'offerta che non poter rifiutare. Scattai la foto e gliela mandai. Io fui il padrino. That's how Don Vito Corleone from The Godfather would have spoken if Francis Ford Coppola had hired me to teach to Marlon Brando how to sound like a true Italian mafioso. Wait, don't get me wrong. Hear me a second before you flame out my comment sections. It's just a joke. This thing of the mafioso is just a hook to introduce you an interesting lesson because you're genius speakers and I am Professor Jack. Trust me on this. Well, you know, since like ever, every country has its own stereotype. Italy has spaghetti, pizza, mandolino, and mafia. Well, okay, I am against every criminal organization, of course. However, it is undeniable that crime organizations exerted a lot of charm, especially when it comes to tell stories, movies, TV series, books. So the point is, if you have to portray in your storytelling gangster, you better be doing in the right way. So if you want to sound 100% legit Italian mafioso, you need to master passato remoto. Passato remoto, it is a specific verb tense, and you need to master if you want to sound like a true mafioso. Or better, if you want to nail Italian spoken language. In fact, if you're following my channel and you watched other videos, I've told you many times before that in order to master kind of 99% of Italian spoken language, you're going to need three main verb tenses. Simple present, presente semplice, nails every sentence in present tense, but also in Italian language, present tense is often used to address to future events instead of simple future. You need to understand and master passato prossimo, can be referred to English present perfect. I leave down in the description complete videos about how passato prossimo works in Italian language. And the third important verb tense is passato remoto. The concept can be very identical to the English simple past. However, in Italian things are a little bit different and a little bit more difficult. The events described by passato remoto happened in the past need to be considered concluded and without any connection with the present. The distance in the past is both chronologically, but most importantly, psychologically. Passato remoto, it is common use to express emotional detachments from the events described in past tense. In fact, it is very common to find passato remoto in history books when you are reading about events happened a long time ago, or when you're reading a list of facts, names, places, and dates, because often that happens without any emotional attachment. Cristoforo Colombo scoprì l'America nel 1492. Christopher Columbus discovered America in 1492. Well, that sounds 100% legit, because I used the correct past tense. And scoprì, it is passato remoto. Cristoforo Colombo ha scoperto l'America nel 1492. Christopher Columbus have discovered America in 1492. Well, it's not really wrong, but have discovered, so present perfect, ha scoperto, passato prossimo, well, that tense refers or collocates events in the past tense, but if I use passato prossimo, I implicitly underline a connection with that event. Well, it is not 100% wrong, because I use the past tense. However, it would be better used in English simple past and in Italian passato remoto. Again, is not a big mistake, and I will explain better later in the end of the video. However, let's focus on passato remoto. From the point of view of the grammar, when I'm going to conjugate verbs to passato remoto, some verbs form passato remoto in a regular way by adding different endings to the verbal roots. Verbs of the first and third conjugation, so their infinitive mood, goes with are and ire, are generally regular, while those belonging to the second ere conjugational pattern are generally irregular. So, examples of verbs belonging to the first conjugation are amare, to love. Io amai, tu amasti, lui, lei amò. Noi amammo, voi amaste, loro amarono. And the pattern of the endings repeats itself with any other kind of verbs belonging to the first conjugation. Giocare, to play. Io giocai, tu giocasti, lui, lei giocò. Noi giocammo, voi giocaste, loro giocarono. For the third conjugational pattern, ire, we can name the verb mentire, to lie. Io mentii, tu mentisti, lui, lei mentì. Noi mentimmo, voi mentiste, loro mentirono. Again, the pattern double E, isti, I, with the accents, immo, iste, and irono, repeats generally for the great majority of verbs belonging to the third conjugational pattern. What about the second conjugational pattern, where the infinitive mood ends by ere? Well, the main forms for these conjugational patterns are two. For some verbs, you're gonna have this pattern, like for the verb temere, to be afraid. Io temei, tu temesti, lui, lei temè. Voi tememmo, voi temeste, loro temerono. And the verb vedere, to see, follows this second alternative conjugational pattern. Io vedetti, tu vedesti, lui, lei vedette. Noi vedemmo, voi vedeste, loro vedettero. Other verbs form past, passato remoto, with different roots for the first and third singular person and the third plural one. For instance, verb avere, to have. The conjugational pattern for passato remoto is gonna be io ebbi, tu avesti, lui, lei ebbe, noi avemmo, voi aveste, loro ebbero. So, ebbi, ebbe, and ebbero have different roots than the original avere. Same behavior for fare, to do. Io feci, tu facesti, lui, lei fece, noi facemmo, voi faceste, loro fecero. Feci, fece, and fecero differ a little bit from faceste. Dire, to say. Io dissi, tu dicesti, lui, lei disse, noi dicemmo, voi diceste, loro dissero. Dissi, disse, dissero differ from the original roots of the infinitive form. In this last part of the video, I want to explain you why, to be a mafioso 100% legit, you want to use very often passato remoto. Because in Italian language, there are rules that tell you when it's correct to use passato remoto, when it is correct to use passato prossimo. The main factor is to express or not emotional attachment to the events described in the past. However, in Italian language, often that rule is forgotten, and usage of passato remoto and passato prossimo is just a matter of cultural heritage. In fact, in the region of northern Italy, it is way more diffused to use passato prossimo in every circumstance. That's why if you visit northern Italy, often you will never hear about passato remoto, but you will often hear the usage of passato prossimo. In the same way, in southern regions of Italy, cultural aspects and dialects are very bounded to passato remoto. That's why it is way more probable that you're gonna hear Southern Italians using passato remoto way too much than passato prossimo. Ladies and gentlemen, class is dismissed. Remember to subscribe to my channel, Genius Speaking. It only takes you one click and helps a lot to support my work. Watch my other videos I made on this channel about Italian grammar, Italian culture. Follow me on other social medias I link down below. But most importantly, remember, speak like a genius. Bye bye.